Bum, bum, big up, everyone. Good evening, good morning to some, and good afternoon to others. It's all around the world because it's Manchester United and it's the Premier League weekend. It's back again, guys. You know what's going on. It's Manchester United at home versus Everton. Guys, can Manchester United get the 3 points and keep it moving? Because we need to pick up points all the while, hoping that our rivals and the pack ahead of us drop points in their next 5 fixtures. As very possible, we will take a look at the match fixtures as well, take a look at the standings, and I will give you some information about the team news and what's possibly going to happen and what's being talked about right now. Guys, if you're new, smash the likes and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see when I'm live. And big up to all of you joining me. I'm supposed to have a cast of a panel coming in, and these guys are going to give their views and their opinions on the match preview, what's happening and what's going on with Manchester United in their view and how they see things. Guys, welcome. It's your boy, MarkN MUFC fan, and you know what it is. It's the match preview daily update. And big up, you know I'm back. And let's get right into this, guys. I'm going to start talking about the injury problems because, you know, that's one of the most important things going on with the squad. And you know what? There's more information now, and Manchester United could possibly be without 10 players in the next match. What's going to happen? How is Eric Ten Hag going to fix things? How is this going to work? Guys, let's see what's happening. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Doing tonight?
Yo, how's it going, man?
Chilling, bro. I'm just going over the injury list. As you can see, it's on the screen. Let me just make it a little bit bigger so you can see. These are the 10 players that are said to be missing right now, currently, as we go into the game against Everton. You know, it's one of those things. What is Ten Hag gonna do, my bro? What do you think?
I'm sorry, just trying to sort out my sound, But yeah, Ten Hag, he just has to coach, he just has to coach. This is why he's paid the money, and you know, I'm a bit, you know, let me put it this way: I'm a bit sympathetic towards the situation, given that the injuries aren't his fault, or maybe they are. We heard that in training he works them pretty hard, but even if it's not his fault, look, you have to manage. You just can't keep getting away with this with bad performances and blaming on injuries. The truth is, we know why we hired him, but we also know that when there are injuries, that you have to make do. Do you remember a few years ago when Fergie's team, we had this horrible injury crisis, and we had Carrick and Fletcher as centre backs. Do you remember that year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I mean, we knew what was going on, yeah, but no one used that as an excuse to, all right, Feggy, yeah, your standards have to drop because there are injuries. It just doesn't work that way. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
You back, bro? Or was it me? Yeah, I could hear you. Your audio is pretty good, bro. That's all good. That's all good. No worries, my bro.
Look, injuries are just injuries. You can't use them as an excuse every time. Like, you have to actually coach. And we've had worse situations, and it doesn't mean that the standards have to drop. I think I saw something. I'm just going to read this to you. I saw something on X, Twitter, ago. Someone posted this. This was Deserby a few years ago. Now, first of all, I'm not on the Deserby train, but I'm just reading this out, right? It says,
Mm-hmm.
we lost 3-1 to Man City, and my staff and I had doubts while preparing for the game. Be courageous or sit back? Question mark. At the end of the meeting, I threw my mobile phone against the wall, shouting, I didn't waste 10 years of my life. If we lose, I want to do it my way. If we play openly, attacking Man City in their box, no one had ever done it. Now, why am I bringing this up? We had Ten Hag for one reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or several reasons, but one main thing, which is the football style, right? If he's doing what we hired him to do and he's failing, he'll get a lot more grace. But you're not even doing the Mourinho football properly and you're still losing. So it's like, at this point in the season, right? Let me just be real with you. I think the season is done. I think it's big. I don't think it's any top four. If we get the top five and the whole Champions League thing happens and we qualify, yeah, well, that's good. But I think now he should really spend time trying to convince the board that he's the man. And the only way to do that is actually playing good football. So if I were him right now, I'll just be in the game against Everton, play compact football. If you're gonna sit deep, let it be compact. If you're gonna play up, let it be compact. So back to your original question, what do we do with the injuries? I think based on the players we have on ground, I think we have more than enough to beat Everton comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at home, right? It's a home game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have more than enough. Like, what I'll be doing is Hoyland or no Hoyland. Well, I think he's going to play, but let me just assume he's going to play. Hoyland up front, Garnacho to the right, Rashford to the left, Bruno in the 10, Maino and Casemiro. Um, I'll honestly play Dalo on the left. I'll play Kambuala on the right. And down the middle, through the middle rather, it will be, I think, Varane and Evans,
Most
and
likely.
then and another in goal. And the key thing here for me all season was, if you watch, especially from the first game of the season, this is why I don't blame Ten Hag. So Ten Hag's system this season has been um, a relentless high press, or it's supposed to be high press,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go man for man across pitch. Truth is, we are not the only team that plays this way. Liverpool play this way as well. But the
Mm-hmm.
difference is that Liverpool is a team full of athletes. And this is where I I feel like Ten Hag has been let down by the club. Because if you think about it, yeah, if you find a way to escape against Liverpool, you escape the press. You're gonna run against Konate and Van Dijk. Good luck to you.
Good luck for real.
You have two guys who are rapid and are very strong. In our case, who do you have? You have Evans, you have Lindelof, you have Varane, you have Maguire, and you have Licha. There's in this five six players I've called. There's no speed in there. I mean, I think Licha is our best defender. He has other qualities, but it's
Mhm.
not speed. So and he's not tall either. So that's one example. Liverpool's midfield, they have athletes in there as well. We have Casemiro, right? So there's
Mhm.
so many things that are wrong. Like, the coach wants to play a certain system, we don't have the players to play. So that's why I feel sorry for him. But there are some basics in this team that even without the players, you would think will be doing well in that. So what do I mean? Possession football. So cast your mind back to 2015, Louis van Gaal. We didn't. It's very weird in hindsight because when I think about Van Gaal, if any manager deserved time, it probably was Van Gaal. And why I'm saying this in hindsight is he actually got us playing possession football, but the problem was we didn't have enough X factor players to play the final pass. So I think we had Pereira, we had Lingard. I mean, there's zero craft in there. If Van Gaal had a Bruno or a Pogba, it's a totally different situation. That was the only missing piece in that team. We had the finishers, but no creativity in the team. So the point I'm getting at here is you can coach these players to play better possession football. Our possession football is shocking. We play three, four passes, we lose the ball. For me, that's like the most basic thing Ten Hag could have got right in this team. And that's why I feel a bit skeptical about him staying on long term. But anyway, back to the initial question. The game at the weekend, first 20, 25 minutes, key, crucial, high press, high intensity. Like it's a home game, score once, score twice, s- keep the crowd happy. Just go for it. Like there's no point doing this. Let me be cautious. Like, mate, you've lost your job as things stand now. You're not the manager for next season. So you
Uh,
better just like every game now is about attacking football. That's it.
but, but let me go through the prospective lineup one time, right? And then I'll just reply to, well, give you my opinion on what you say. Because, like, I kind of agree with most of what you say, but there are some things where I feel like, there room for deliberation. So far, the predicted lineup is that we're probably going to start with the same formation we played against Man City, which is a 4-2-3-1. you know. Well,
Yeah.
the opposite. Actually, we played a 4-3-2-1. So this we're going back to the original formation. So things have been going not too well for Manchester United. Basically, they are struggling sixth position in the Premier League and all 6 points of or fifth, despite playing an extra game. However, they will have to keep going with a positive mindset if they want to turn things around. Basically, you know what I mean? We we face
Yeah.
Everton, and as it seems that while Varane is an automatic pick, Johnny Evans might be replaced with Victor Lindelof because he's not 100%. So they're still waiting to confirm that. So that's basically going to be what happening in the center defense. In midfield, Kobe Mainoo and Casemiro will start for sure, and in attack, Rashford will be leading the line. You know, so
Yeah.
basically, you're going to see the same team from last weekend. This time, Garnacho off the left, and Anthony will probably start off the right. Is the probable lineup. You know, so I mean, it's not ideal. You know, big up to you, bots. Big up to Imran Khan coming in. It's big up everyone. Big up, big up. I hoping for a win too, my bro. Big up to you, Bernie Dre. You know what I mean? What's going on? Like you were saying earlier, like the one of the things that struck me is that with the system that we've been playing, like I feel like the possession is not exactly his fault in the sense that when they say we play three or four passes and then we lose the ball, because I've been to Old Trafford this season and I was watching on television at the same time. So, from my perspective, I've seen him in moments where the guys do something and you as a fan were like, why did you do that? Why didn't you just keep the ball? He's be like shouting and cursing at the field and I feel
Okay.
like it's not always his fault for some of the things. I feel like sometimes the players, as we could see in most games, in a few games this season when we did play well, they stuck to his plan. Now, credit to the players when they stick to his plan and all things go and they score and we win the game. I always give the credit to both the players and the coach. And similarly, I will always, put blame on both the players and the coach. Because he not controlling them by a remote control or anything like that. So at the end of the day, he's still doing his best with what he have. And in the
Yeah.
reality of things in the club, I always look at it from a perspective that, we always going to have one or two players in the club that might be picked by the club to start every game.
Yeah.
It might change when the manager win a title because then he could dictate who he started. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the way at every single top club in the world. They'll always have a brand player like, look at Mbappe, for example. We don't have Mbappe, but technically everyone sees Marcus Rashford like a Mbappe type player. And
Yeah.
for me, he swing his weight around in that fashion. And if you look at the squad, for me this season, a lot of criticism went on to Anthony just for, in a way, justifiably so. He hasn't performed well at all. And, while I might add that, the situation with the allegations and stuff probably took away drastically from his actual game because, as we know, he's an intense type player. And being an intense type player, you look kind of aggressive and violent on the field, when you're not really that. So,
Yeah.
I feel like that was keeping him back from actually displaying his full abilities so far. But, and at the same time, the manager take him out of the team. I mean, you try to back him. Like, I've seen him try to back most of the players. Like when he backed Sancho last season for 3 months, and everybody was like, "Yo, where's Sancho?" And the media was grilling him, fans was grilling him, and he was defending Sancho. And then the situation happened, and look, in a way, hindsight is always a beautiful thing because look at what happened with the manager from Dortmund. Living in Germany myself, I could see and hear what happened, and the manager basically making the same comments as Eric Ten Hag about Sancho in an indirect way. Now, for me, I look at Eric Ten Hag as one or two things. Maybe he could do better because I feel like he could do better, and he a little bit stubborn. No, I
Yes.
feel like we have a little bit too much criticism for the style of play because, in my honest opinion, if I was to contrast him to a few other teams and player and styles of play, I would say, well, look, we don't have profiles that could come off the bench. No, we have academy players coming through, but at the same time, you can't just stick a 16, 17, 18-year-old in a game and it will always work. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
from my perspective, I was just looking at it like, listen, we don't really have established profile like for like substitutions around the field. So we are going to have an extreme drop off compared to when if it's just a player who coming on who may not be as experienced or may not be as technically gifted, but
Can
in
I
the same
butt in
style.
here?
Sure.
Yeah, but the question I ask you though is when we've had our team complete, like I think we had when we had Licha back, we had like the team complete for 2, 3
He was
games.
on a 11 game unbeaten
No,
run.
no, the one where we played the is in not the Northampton. I think it's not Northampton. I think was
That
it.
was his first game back,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Through that run, did we even play well? That's the question I'm gonna ask. Did we actually
Well,
play well?
well, I think we played well for depending on the circumstances. How I look at football is you could only beat the team in front of you in one way. And now my perspective, I know a lot of people is talk about shots conceded and thing, right? But my focus is shots on target. Because for me, shots on target is the shots that either the keeper had to save or, was like a scare because the keeper was called into action, whether he had to actually make a save or he had to be alert. And when I look at the statistics, we might concede 20 shots in a game and only 2 to 5 of the shots was on target. So for me, it's like it's not a big deal. Now I feel like no, listen, and I'm just
Okay.
saying that because I've been average and generous because I'm not going to just take it away from when Martinez was in the team because when Martinez was in the team for those games, we weren't conceding those many shots.
No, we were though,
We
but
we conceded what, 7 shots against West Ham, 2 on target. It was like 8 or 9 shots against Aston Villa, 3 on target. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like I could see the potential of the team. At the same time, I could see, well, it have some key cogs in the team, because for me, I look at football slightly differently. So the way I look at it is like, not every single team, the possessor in the team is actually a midfielder or the guy who playing at 10. It have guys who play at 10 who could be like a funnel, more like a distributor, and it have other guys on the field who's really the ball carrier who want to keep most of the possession. And Marcus Rashford, for me, I don't know if you ever noticed it, but he's the guy we just get the ball most to when he's, especially when he's having a good start to the game. So he's supposed to be the one for me that's carry the ball the most, right?
Yeah.
But if he don't have a good game or start the game well, United is always being a problem. Not only when it comes to defensively, but when it comes to the attack is be off. So I'm not blaming him, but I'm just saying that at this point we are so dependent on him and having his performance be at a certain level every game that is almost intrinsically like he's the talisman of the team, if you understand what I mean.
Okay. Can I let me make a point here?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing a comment from Jolly Malman.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving that many shots means there's something very wrong with the team. I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but this person is 100% correct. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. And that is the reason we concede shots the way we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's the setup of the team. This is nothing to do with, okay, there's a personnel thing, and I'll get to that, which is why I might not blame him that much. But let me tell you the system issue. The first issue is when we play against teams like, let's say, Wolves at Old Trafford,
Mm-hmm.
there are some of these games where you just expect that you're not going to get many chances just because of the way the team sets up. Why don't we set up like that? It's a system issue. There are teams that, like, let's say this season we slapped them like 5-0, 4-0. Next season they get a new manager, and then we barely just scratch 1-0, 2-0. It's a system issue. What's the system issue here? The first one is when
Just
we
now,
had
wait.
half.
Let me just before you go there, right? Last
Okay.
season we was playing a different system, so I
Yeah,
feel like
that's the
you can't
point.
compare last season to the season. This system is two
The-
different systems we're
no,
playing.
but that's the point I'm making. We've changed the system and it's worse than last season. That's the point I'm making. So
Well,
so the point is you look at when we defend, yeah,
mm-hmm.
you expect that the players mark space and they mark players and they mark aggressively. Our players do not pressure the ball. That is the biggest issue that I have. And this is the part where I'm not sure whether this is like the players have down tools or they're not being coached properly, but the effect is the same. So, what do I mean? How many times do we play against teams and we allow them to cross into the box? A lot of the time. That is a coaching issue.
I
Normally,
mean,
you should. How many times do we concede from cutbacks?
well,
That's a
that problem
system
has
issue.
stopped mostly for the if you're checking, if you're counting the last 10 games, that problem stopped.
What, you're right though, but do you know why it stopped? It stopped because the way we play now is with less adventure. So because we don't play less adventure,
That's not true
with
as
yeah,
well, because in the last 7 games that we played, we was playing more attacking. I mean, Hoyland was fit, so when Hoyland was fit, we was playing one way for
well,
seven
hold on.
games.
The cutback is just one thing. That's just one
Okay.
symptom of the problem. We do not pressure the ball. So what does this mean? It means that teams basically walk the ball into good positions
Hmm.
and they just get a free shot.
Yeah,
That's
but a
it's that
free shot
simple.
is that is not true. There
No, no,
again,
it's
this is
that.
why
Wait,
this is
hold
why I
up,
make
hold up.
the statement just now.
Ho-
This
Wait,
because.
hold up. I'm
Hmm.
enjoying this. Hold up. Let me cook first.
Hmm.
This is
Big up
not just
Drex.
this is not just an issue of the personnel. The personnel is part of the matter, but the issue is watch what happens when the opponents get the ball. We do not foul them enough. We
Mm,
don't tackle
true.
them enough. They basically just walk into position and they shoot. Now you said you don't care about shots off target. No, 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 no. care about XG. XG is the real stat because sometimes they shoot off target when they should score. When we played
I don't
when we
believe in
played
that statement there
wait,
again.
hold on. What team was that again? We played this team, Fulham. If Fulham had proper strikers, they scored 5-6 in that game.
Yeah, but that's what
They
about
missed
ism though.
too
That's
many
if.
chances. But that's the point. That's
No,
the point.
well, you see, I agree with your point on the fact that it's not something that is we want to see happening, and that's where you're missing my statement. Because if you look at if you remember what I say, when we have the best team starting, especially the best the starting defense that we built off last season start, we don't concede that amount of shots, right? So, for one
I disagree.
perspective, this is why I'm not criticizing the system right now this season, because I know for a fact I am going to be criticizing the system based on the fact that we don't have the proper players or profiles that will make the system work. Now, if the system had the right profiles and it was not working, then we could say, well, listen, is a mad system. This not working.
Can
He
I
is
can I
crazy. You
can I
understand
ask you a
what I mean?
question? Can I ask you a question though?
Hmm.
Why did we concede 7 at Liverpool last year? Why did we concede 6 at City last year?
Yeah,
W-
I could
We
tell
used
you
that. We
why,
used
but
our
you
prime
wouldn't. You
team.
wouldn't like why. Why I would
No,
say
but we
why.
used our prime team for both
Yeah,
games,
but
though.
that's not a. You see, okay, two things. One, you see intertwining player problems, personal issues with the manager issue, right? First and foremost, you have to stand regard that the players have to execute on the field. Most importantly, no, I will big up and say he might get the tactics wrong in both games, but at the same time, you have to also remember that the players didn't execute, right? And these are players who we all support, like Rashford, like Bruno, like these guys.
But
They don't execute well, and you need players.
bro,
First of all, you have to make sure that the players have to execute, bro. It's not like if the
bro,
players, when they
bro,
get the chance on goal, they're scoring every single
bro,
chance.
I know. Admiral Drex wants to have a shot, but
Yeah, let me.
before he goes on, I'll just say this here. I give myself a pat on the back. I was one of the first. Ten Hag's first away game last year, I think it was Arsenal. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we did well." No, no, not Arsenal. It wasn't Arsenal. Don't remember what game it was, but everyone was like, "Yeah, yeah, it could have been worse." I saw the tactical deficiencies he has in those big games. The issue I'm pointing out here is it's not just in the big games, it's every time. The difference is that when we play smaller teams, they don't have the quality to punish us. Don't forget, last season, our goal difference was a grand total of 0.
I
We
agree.
considered the law. And that's why we need to give proper props to both De Gea and Onana. De Gea winning Golden Glove last year, and Onana being second in Golden Glove this year.
Don't disagree there. But
We
you see
we
this.
we we overwork our keepers.
Yeah, but
Think
that's
back.
not. You see,
Think
but
back.
this is what I keep
Wait, wait,
telling
wait,
you.
wait.
Yeah, this is what I
But
keep telling you.
hold,
It's a
yeah, but
personal issue.
no,
It's not
it's
just the system. Now you could
not
blame
just
the system
no,
because they don't have players that functioning in the system that's supposed to.
no, but no, but the point though is last season we had the personnel.
we did
We
not. We
had our
did
full
not.
team. No, no,
We
we had
never
our
had
full
the.
team for most
Listen,
of the
first and
season.
foremost, you have to remember the key man that was supposed to come into that midfield, Frankie De
Uh,
Jong.
bro,
And
Frankie's not
no,
even a
listen,
defensive player,
stop,
bro. He's
listen.
not even a
You have to, you
defensive
see,
player.
we don't, listen, what?
He's not even a defensive player,
Yeah,
Frankie.
that's not the problem. You looking at it from one perspective, but you have to take it from both sides. You know, you have to have it with balance. And at the same time, this is why I'm saying to you, listen, I agree with what you're saying, and I will give the manager some blame. I will blame the manager, honestly. And I am. But at the same time, you have to be willing to concede that it have players in this squad who are unfit.
I
And it might not
100%
just be.
agree.
And now listen, bro. And I'm not talking about. I'm not just talking about Casemiro being 31 years old and aging. I'm talking about Rashford inability to keep the ball, inability to make proper decisions, inability to read a game. I'm talking about Bruno. I'm talking about other players on the field as well, bro. So
Bro.
first and foremost, you have to remember. Listen, the man system, his marquee signing is a type of midfielder, right? And the type of
Totally agree.
midfielder that Frankie De Jong is, the closest we have is Kobe Minu, right? The closest. He is
Bro,
the closest thing to that.
totally
And he's
agree.
not
Totally
even that
agree.
because he's not really that combative really guy. You know what I mean? The more
Totally
Frankie De Jong
agree.
is a more combative guy. No, I am not saying that that's any excuse for him to be for him to be having the problems that he's been having with certain tactical errors and maybe being stubborn in some situations. I'm not saying that. But what I'm
Bro,
saying, you have to be balanced. You have to be fair on
bro,
both
I'm
sides.
being fair. That's why I started off saying that Liverpool have Konate and Van Dijk at the back, and
Liverpool
that's why
also
they
have
don't.
a coach for 9 years,
No,
though.
and I totally agree with that. The point I'm making though is you've brought up Bruno. Now, this season, one of our worst seasons of all time, as Bruno is stinking up the place for United, he's at the same time highest goals and assists for Portugal in the Euros. He's the highest goals and assists for any player during the Euros qualifying.
Hmm.
Portugal qualifies super early.
Hmm.
McTominay is banging goals in for Scotland.
Okay.
Every player we have is doing well away from United. So when you say that it's a
Not every
yeah,
player,
yeah,
but
yeah, we
okay.
have some issues with players. That's not it's a given. But these players are playing way below their ability. We have to accept that. This team should not be conceding three at home to Bournemouth. We are better than that, and
Yeah, not
that's why we
we
need to
are not
understand
better
that
than that,
it's
bro. I don't know where you
we are
think we
better than
better
that,
than
bro.
that, bro.
You
But
know
for
why
the
we
last
are. You know
decade,
why
we
we
have
are.
not been.
You know why we
And
are. We are because I'm not going to buy Solanke. I'm not buying Billings. I'm not buying any of their players. They are not
bro,
good enough.
I being
But
real honest
somehow
with
they beat
you, I
us.
would sell Rashford and put Billings in his spot and we would
Nah,
score more
bro.
goals.
No,
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 you see, you
no,
laughing at that, right? But if we had an actual winger who had footballing intelligence, if you make a comment about
no.
Bruno, I want you to understand, you make a comment about Bruno, but the intelligence, the football intelligence of the players Bruno is playing with at Portugal, he barely have that at United, bro.
I agreed
Right?
100%.
So if you look at this, like, bro, I being real honest, and I swear, and I feel people might think I crazy, but the moment Rashford walk out the door and we replace him with any other winger, and especially a winger who's like to pass the ball and get
I agree.
assists, we will win every game. There will not be a team to stop us because you know why? The problem is we don't create enough, right? And when people say why you're blaming, wingers supposed to create. That's the first priority, right? Whether or not there's cut in and take shots, they're supposed to create.
Bro, but there's a coaching element there.
There's
In
no
real
coaching
time,
element there, bro. You
bro,
talking
in
about a
real time,
26-year-old who went through five
wait,
top coaches, bro,
do you know
elite
why?
coaches.
Do you
So,
know I
so
said that?
we have to stop making the excuse
Do you know
about
what?
another
I'm not.
coach.
I'm not. But I'm telling you that in real time, both of us and the rest of United fan base, we are watching in real time the Radfordification of Garnacho. He's a
Um,
different guy, but he's playing like Rashford
yeah,
because
but
he's
that's
not being
because
coached
that's all
properly.
he have to look up to.
He's
Y'all
not.
don't pay
No,
attention to
no.
that.
He
No,
has his
that's who he have
manager.
to look up to. That
He
is the
has his
most
manager
senior
to teach
attacker
him.
in the squad. Rashford. He's been here
Bro,
9 seasons.
he has his
That is the
manager.
guy everybody looking up to.
He has his manager though. He has his manager to tell him
Okay, but
how many
understand what I'm
times.
saying. Do you
How
not
many
think?
times?
Understand what I'm saying to you, right? And this is what I keep saying. This is what I wanted to understand, bro. You have to understand. These people are human beings just like you and I. And yeah, I might be you listen, and I want you to understand. If you play football at like at any youth level and thing, you'll understand. In some, the manager will be telling you something, and that coming in here, bro. And it's not until after you do the wrong thing you remember what the manager tell you to do, bro. Now, I'm not saying as an excuse, but Garnacho is young, bro. He's 19. I will give Garnacho
We said that about
time.
Rashford as well.
No, no, he's 26. He had eight
No, no,
years
no.
of
When he
time, bro.
was 19, we
Bro,
said the
well, all
same thing.
right. When he was 19, that was then. Past tense. Over. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying this because, listen, he had enough time to change. Garnacho, bro,
Bro, we
he
said the
can
same
still
about
change.
Rashford, though. We said, and I hope he does. But the point I'm making is that at United, there is a huge coaching deficit. How many times have you watched United and you're pointing at the screen asking yourself, why is McTominay playing in that position? How many times have you watched United and you're like, why is Bruno playing on the right? There are so many things that are so common
Well, I
sense to
mean,
us
you see, that's
fans.
the next thing. Like, bro,
There's so many
I
things.
am not the coach, and as much
Exactly. That's what
and
I'm
as much
saying.
as and this is like I might disagree. Just like you don't like Bruno on the right, I do not like him on the right. Drex, that fella there, I could tell you how much I just coast on that, right? But what I will say to that is basically you have to think about it from the perspective. We're not seeing what the manager seeing. The manager idea for the game, we don't really know, right? So in that note, I am willing to let him do his job. right? No, I will criticize if he not doing well, if this not going well, if it not going well, whatnot and whatnot, right?
All right.
But basically, from the perspective, I'm not saying he's the man for the job to carry us all the way forward, bro. But what I'm saying is currently, with the structure coming in, maybe it might just be a good idea to let this dude work for his last year under the structure and see what we could really do. Because
Maybe,
no,
maybe. Look, I wanted him to get the job. I'm not one of those who's going
me
to lie
too.
and be like, oh,
I
I
wanted him to get
wanted
the
him to
job
get the
too.
job. Definitely. So I have interest in him succeeding, but I'm just trying to be real with myself. Like the things I've seen from him that concern me the most, I'll tell you what they are: substitutions,
I don't know.
tactics,
Drex,
tactics. Like look at Pep's first season. Pep's first season,
he gets smashed
we
all over
saw
the
we
place.
well, we saw the style, but we saw that it was Fabian Delph and Demichelis who had been asked to do it, and we knew that.
No,
Okay,
no,
look,
no, no, no.
no.
Yeah,
He
no, no, no,
played.
no. You're mixing up
City got
something.
slapped. Wait. City got slapped 4-0 at Everton on the road.
Hmm.
They got slapped 4-0 three times on the road that season. But the fact of the matter was like we were so sure the issue is Joe Hart can't pass the ball. The
I could
issue
ask you a
was
question, bro. And
well,
that's not to cut you really, but I just want to ask this question because the style that you say you was seeing, right? I just really want to ask this question because they was playing a false nine for the first 3 or 4 seasons, right? As
no, no, no,
nowhere
no,
near the same
no,
style that they're
no.
playing now.
No. He wasn't playing the false nine.
I'm gonna ask you a
Pep has had.
question before you continue. I'm gonna ask you a question so that you can continue. The
Yeah,
style
go
of play
ahead.
you said you were seeing, was it because there was a style of play or it was because it was Pep?
Okay, that's a good question. And the answer is that there was a style of play. Go back to the stats, check
Mm-hmm.
his average possession from the first season. Pep's
Okay.
Average
style has
possession is not
always
the
been
style of
possession.
play,
No, no,
though.
no.
I understand.
Pep's style. Pep was the first manager in Europe or in
No,
modern
he was
times
not.
to really hold up, to really emphasize possession.
No, he was
Possession
not.
was what. Wait, hold on. Possession was what killed United against Barcelona in Champions League final twice.
True.
We didn't touch the ball, right? He
True.
was the one that really made possession a
Well,
No,
you
he
thing.
say it
was not.
was
That's a
well,
Marco van Basten style.
No,
That's a
no, no.
Johan
I
Cruyff
said
style of play.
no,
He
no.
never invent nothing,
I
bro.
said in modern times.
In modern times, he just using Johan Cruyff method, bro. Being real. Johan Cruyff write the book on his style of play. If you look back
no,
at Barcelona when
Bond,
Johan Cruyff was coach, it's the identical thing that City playing right now.
Mark, hold on a sec. Bond was making a very interesting take about the Fabian Dev and the likes, the Joe Hart and the likes. Let him finish it, and I'll tell him what do we have at United at the moment that it's any different from the likes of Dev. We haven't. If we have Fabian Dev in our team, he'll still be here.
I believe you. I believe
So
you though.
bro, I heard what you were saying, right? I'm just gonna run through something for you, right? Ten Hag got into this
Okay.
team. He got into a new league, a new team, right? The one that just
Yeah.
finished crap the season before he took over the job. They finished crap.
Yeah.
Let's put that at the back of our mind. And he
Yep.
got in the first game, he was going to implement his style. 2-1 against Brighton at home. We lost that game. We went to Brentford. The man was thinking, okay, maybe it was just the shock, right? They would get used to my style. Then we got to the next game. It was Brentford 4-0. And this guy was like, hold up, hold up, hold up. Something is not right here. Then it was like, see, I believe if his next game was a different team, like me, let's say a lower league team, it would have continued to see how they start. But he said no, because guess what? United fans, United in general, the big United don't sometimes don't really care. They like to say style of play, but the truth is they don't care about style of play. All they care about is the W. Let me take you further one step. Liverpool at home, we won 2-1. Southampton, this is the game that you were talking about that you said when we played Southampton, you were saying one lower team. When we played Southampton, you were like,
Bournemouth.
okay, I'm not.
Bournemouth.
No, because no, this is Southampton. After the Liverpool game, we played Southampton away. It was 1-0, and everybody was like, oh, we struggled to win that one. Now, listen, Leicester away, we won 1-0. We went to Arsenal. Arsenal came to our home, and everybody was like, okay, we just struggled to beat Southampton and Leicester. Arsenal are definitely going to pump us. And we end up winning that game 3-1. Lost to Real Sociedad, right? Won in the Europa League. Won Sheriff, lost 3-6-3 to City. That game, everybody's like, okay, the man had his players. How did he lose that game 6-3? Guess what? The likes of Martinez, Casemiro, Anthony, that were his players, they just got back. They just got into this league, right? I'm gonna cut them some slack, and I would say that defeat should be on the manager, right? That's okay. Now, further down, just be looking at the W's and you're looking at the L's. He went to Omnia in one. Everton away he won. Omnia at home he won. Drew at home to Newcastle. That game was a very tough game. Right? We won Tottenham. Drew at Chelsea. Right? So it was all W's until the game against Aston Villa. If we remember that game properly, it was a new manager bounce, and most of us knew we were going to lose because of the players we had at that time. We already saw that this set of players that we have, there is no way. When we were winning those games, a lot of us were like, are you really serious we could win game with these players? This is the same players that we're like, okay, how is this manager doing it? Because guess what? The season before this man actually kicked on, most of us were crying out to say, get this person off, get the said Rashford off, get this. We're willing to keep the likes of the handful. I don't think most of us wanted to even keep Rashford, right? But the man did what he had to do. I'm gonna continue, bro. So we know. Let me know. Then we lost to Villa. We lost to Villa. The new manager bounced in the Premier League. Then they came for the FA Cup, the League Cup, where we won 4-2. We won away at Fulham, right? Lost. This is friendly. Won Burnley. Won. What's his name? Nottingham Forest won away at Wolves. Bournemouth that you were talking about, we won that game at home. The next home game we won. So even the Man City game we won. We drew Crystal Palace and lost to Arsenal. And even that Arsenal loss, we all knew what happened.
But bro, you're making my point though.
So
Sorry to interrupt. You're making my point though.
The point
My point
you
is
are.
my point is that whatever we're doing last season, why did we scrap it? Everyone, including you, Drex, this is the first time I'm meeting you, but I'm very sure that when you heard we're signing Mason Mount, you scratched your head. I'm very, very sure you scratched your head. Why did he change it? You're making my point. And why is
No,
he so
I will
stubborn that he
tell
can't
you.
change it
I
back?
will tell you. I will tell you why. Okay, now why he can't? Why he didn't change? Who says he's not changed it back?
He hasn't changed it back.
Because we don't have the core. We don't have to call back that got us back last season. Now I
Everything
heard
is
some.
fit.
I
Everything
heard.
is fit.
Who?
Casemiro is fit.
No. When I
Yeah,
say the
there.
core, when I say the back line, who was the back line?
Varane,
Can you echo
Licha,
the back
Bro,
line to
the
me?
only
Dalot,
person
and
missing in
Shaw.
that back line really that there's a downgrade is Shaw and Licha. Dalo is
Yeah,
And
bro.
better
That's
than
that.
Wan
And
and
Bissaka
Licha
was
is the
last
key.
year.
wait
Licha is the
and
pivot in the back. That's the
and
man
you
who's
Dalo is
play
better
all
than
the
Wan
ball out.
Bissaka.
That's the man who's control the tempo of the game.
and you think going into another season that this place actually aged is going to help us, right?
Oh, come on,
Okay,
bro.
leave
Come
that one
on.
alone. Leave that
Come
one
on,
alone. Let's
bro.
leave that alone. You talked about players actually not blocking, and you say it's the manager, right? It's on the players not actually blocking the cross. It's from the manager, right?
Yes. Oh,
I would tell.
wait.
No.
That's what.
You
No,
said that.
no, wait, hold on. Before I said, if you listen to what I said this it's a system issue, but also there is the issue of the club. The club being when players do not do what they're asked to do. Mourinho will hook them up for halftime. Pep could sub them up for halftime. And there will be consequences. In our club, there are no
Pep,
consequences. So people keep
from
on
where?
doing the
From
same
where?
rubbish from the
From
top,
where?
not from the club, from the structure, from giving them too much money in the
Mr.
salaries.
Bond, Mr. Bond, James
This
Bond.
is
I love
not
you for
this
that.
is not Ten Hag's fault.
I love you
Not Ten
for
Hag's
that.
fault. So
Okay.
being fair. So there are things that are above him, like things that are cultural with the club. This is why they do the same thing to all managers. What I'm telling you though is that
Mm,
just like Oli,
mm.
even if the players behave well under Oli was severely tactically inept. He should never have got the job. Oli should never have got the job. The players screwed him over. It's true. And now with Ten Hag, what I'm saying to you now is that
Mm.
I'm seeing things that are telling me that he's not the man. And I hope he proves me wrong. And
I'm
what I'm
gonna.
saying is that even with what he has now,
Mm,
there's some sort of tactical innovation. Okay, I don't want this, right? But for the
mm,
sake of example,
Yeah.
May play 5-3-2. Let's see what that looks like. Play 3-4-3. Let's see what that looks like. It's the same thing every week, hoping that it would change. That's what I'm talking about. Is that is? Do you remember when
But the man
every
played
week Pep?
Listen,
the man played four
Wait,
two two two
wait,
against
wait, wait,
City.
wait. Do you remember every week that when Pep used to really do his relay, every week Pep would play 3-5-2. He would do this new thing, do that. He never needed to do it.
oh,
In
so you
fact,
want
he
Pep?
did it too much that it made him lose in the Champions League knockouts every season. He did it too much. But the point was that the knowledge was there. There was that
So
innovation.
so
With Ten Hag,
for
I'm not seeing anything.
so no, I'm not saying you
I'll give
have
an
to see.
example. Sorry to interrupt. I'll give an example. Think of this and tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
Every single game when we are chasing a game, every
Yeah.
single time we're chasing a game, Ten Hag's go-to is man for man sub. He never changes the system. Think
Eh,
about that.
That's
no,
not
He
true.
doesn't change system. It's
That's
man
not
for
no,
man
true.
sub.
you said
That's
every
his
time. You
specialty.
said every time. Now I'm gonna tell you against whatchamacallit, which game did we play where
Oh wait,
he
hold on. The
we yeah
unique, the unique change I can think of will be like when he plays Vegas in the 10. That's the only time I can give him.
not even talking about
That's the one
last
I
season.
can
I'm
give
talking
him.
about
I
this
talking
season.
about this season,
This
bro.
season where we were playing a game, then
Tell me.
he had I can't remember who he was, but
Tell me.
I'll tell you the scenario. We were
Man
playing a
City.
game. No, it wasn't even Man City. We were
Man
playing a
City, he
game,
did. He did. He
and we
changed it. He
in
went. He
in
went
the
from a
game,
box to a
he,
4-3-3. The
this
game
guy was
before.
playing. This guy was playing the strike, right? And he
Wait,
was about to
Mark.
break. No. It was this guy. Rashford was playing the strike, and he was
What
about
game
to
though?
bring.
What game though?
I
What
can't
game?
remember. I can't
Was it
remember. It
Villa?
was
As he game with Forsen.
no, not the one with
Wait,
four.
wait,
I mean,
Mark,
Manj,
Mark,
no,
Mark.
Manj.
You said Man City. Man
Was
No,
it
no,
City
Villa?
Manj.
didn't change the
No,
shape.
it wasn't the Villa game. The Villa game we came from. No, that game. Hoyland didn't play that game.
Oh,
Hoyland
okay.
didn't play that. Hoyland, I think it was after Hoyland didn't play that game. We were so concerned that Rashford won't play properly. Then when McTominay was coming into the game, everybody was like, Mark, remember that game I told you when McTominay was coming? I actually applauded because I was like, this guy wants to do something. Then he moved
As the West
He
Ham
moved.
game is was the
I
West
think
Ham
Was
it's the
it?
game
West Ham game. Yeah, it's the West Ham game.
when
He
he
moved
missed the header
Yeah, he
at the
moved
end.
Rashford. He moved
Oh, okay.
Rashford to the left and put McTominay just to control the game. We ended up
No,
winning that game.
no, bro. That's not even. That doesn't even count. It doesn't even
Okay, but
count.
you just said that every time
Wait,
is a
no,
man
no,
for
no,
man.
no, 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 no. That is still a man for man. Let me give you an
How is that
example.
a man for man,
Let,
bro? Come on,
let
bro.
me give you an example. Let me give you an
Man,
Okay.
example. Now, what I mean man for man is you take off Anthony, you bring on Ahmad. You take off Garnacho, you bring on Anthony. But the shape is still 4-3-3, right? All
yeah,
you're
but
doing
it's
is
still
just shifting.
different. There's two
No,
different
no.
things.
That is exactly what Ten Hag does. Let me tell
No,
you
he
what
does
a
not,
system change looks like.
bro.
Okay.
When we
We
played
have
Man
seen.
City,
I will
wait,
explain to
hold
you,
on,
right?
hold on. When we played
Let him
Man
finish.
City, the score is 1-1. He then Pep then takes off Doku. He brings on Bernardo. As soon as that happens, I go on our group chat. Two group chats I belong to. I'm like, guys, just see what Pep is about to do with Bernardo Silva. I can see what he's planning to do. What does he do? Bernardo then goes over. Bernardo was playing, I think, in the middle or something. He
On the
moves over
left,
to that side. Then
on the
Foden
right,
goes
on the
over
left.
to that side, and both of them play around Casemiro. They overload that side, play around Casemiro. He gets a shot off. The score is 2-1. That
Bro,
is
this
what
the when they
tactics look
put
like.
Foden on the wing, on the
Bon,
right
That,
wing against.
that is what it looks like.
Bon,
Oh, he's thinking
answer me this
overload.
question.
Let's overload.
Answer me this
Simple
question.
football.
Answer me this question. Do you have a Bernardo Silva in your team or a Phil Foden in your team that you could actually
Bring on the
Okay,
bring
good
bench.
in
question.
to
Good
hold? Wait,
question.
listen now. Let me finish. To hold the ball and move the ball the way the manager wants to do it. Do you have any of those person?
Bro, that's a
Do
good
we have a
question.
ball carrying midfielder
Wait,
in
hold
our
on.
team?
Against a Man City, the golfing quality shows. If we're playing Bournemouth, we have more than enough to do that. Please don't tell me we don't.
Yeah, but
You're
you
making
see,
us sound
you're
like we're
bypassing
20th
the
best
fact
team
that
in the
the
league.
players was not
Hey,
executing in the
no,
game, bro.
you're making it sound like we have the 20th best team in the league.
No, but
Against Man City,
we have the
granted, it doesn't
20th
work.
best winger in
No,
the
no,
on the
no,
left
no.
No,
wing
no,
Mark, let him
no,
for
finish. But
assists.
no,
he's
no,
talking about Bournemouth as though
no.
losing to
Granted,
Bournemouth three three three.
may listen. Granted, against Man City, it might not work. Fine. We played against Sheffield United. The only team that have conceded more shots against than us. And they still had more shots on goal than us. They had more shots and
Yeah,
everything
but who
against us.
fault is that?
How does that
Let
make
me ask you a
sense?
question, bro. You
No,
think the
no,
manager
no,
telling the players
bro.
don't shoot? Do you
No,
think that,
bro, don't
bro?
say that. Bro, how can we play the worst, absolutely crappiest team in the league and
Okay,
they
but
still
let
have
me
more
ask you a
shots than
question.
us?
See, I want to answer this question. Does the manager tell the players don't shoot?
Bro, it's a system issue. It's a
How the hell
system
is a
issue.
system issue, bro?
Why
Like,
why
wow, it's
aren't we
FIFA.
shooting?
Or the
No,
control
why aren't we
sticking?
shooting?
The video
Bond,
control
Bro,
sticking?
Bond,
bro,
I
why,
have a
why aren't we
question.
shooting? Okay,
You
go
have
ahead.
a
Manj,
question.
Go
let's
ahead.
One
hold on.
Go
simple
Let's
ahead.
question.
hold on.
One
Hold on.
simple.
Hold on. Let Manj get a little bit because I want to bring in Tesh
No,
and Kishan just pull in. So,
I'm gonna ask Manj the same question. Manj is gonna answer the same question. Bond, just it's a simple yes or no. Maybe you can tweak it. I'll give you 2 seconds to tweak the answer. Pep Guardiola wins the Premier League with this current Manchester United team. Yes or no?
Of course not. But he finishes in the
Okay,
top
Manj.
five at least.
It will finish in the top five, right?
Yes, at least.
Okay.
At least.
Did Eric Ten Hag finish? Did Harry Ten Hag finish in the top five?
Last season, yes. But look at this
Okay.
season.
Is this season done?
He's not finishing the top four. Don't kid
Okay.
yourself, mate.
No,
Like, don't kid yourself.
bro. Say when
okay,
he
bro.
finishes when he finishes in the top, you just said top five. Don't move the goalpost. When he finishes in the top five, are you gonna
Is
come
that
back and
really
tell
our
me
ambition, though, bro? Is it really our ambition,
now?
bro? That's the question.
Why are you moving the goalposts? You just said Pep
I
would finish
just
with this
said,
squad in the top
bro.
five. Now I'm saying will Eric Ten Hag finish in the top five? He finished with this squad in top four last season, third, won a cup. I'm saying will Eric Ten Hag finish in the top five? You said I shouldn't kid myself. I'm saying okay, fine. But when it happens, are you gonna come back and say, okay, Drex, you were
Mate,
right, Manj, you were
mate,
right? We
mate. if it's that for me
It's
to be
not.
wrong,
It's not
but for
about.
the
It's not about
wait,
standard. It's not
for
about
me to be no,
standard. I'm just
I get
asking a
you.
question.
For me to be
Just
wrong, so that our
hypothetical.
team will progress, I'm happy to be wrong. I'll come back and say egg
No,
on my face. I'm
no.
happy to be
I'm
wrong.
just saying the point I was trying. The point I was trying to
I agree
mind.
with you. I agree with you. I'm
The
happy
point
to
I
say
was
I'm
trying to
wrong.
drive is the point I was trying to drive at is the fact that you just said that it will not win the league, but it will win. It will get you top five now, right? That
If
is not our
I change it,
ambition.
I change it. You get us top four. If Aston
It will
Villa in
get us.
top four, Pep will do better than Aston Villa. Yeah, I change it. Top four.
It will
Yes.
get top four. Okay, it will
Listen,
Look,
get top
we're
Rashford.
four.
talking, we're all talking as if we'll go and buy John McGinn. We're talking as if we'll really, really
No,
go
that's
out
not the
there
you see, you
to
calling
look
out
for
Bro,
players
Ezri
there, but
Konsa.
listen, bro.
We
I
have
understand
Bro,
what I'm saying, right?
teams,
Listen.
teams with
Bond.
lesser players.
For once, be realistic. Who's gonna buy McTominay from us? Who's gonna take Ericsson from us? Who's gonna
Bro,
buy
bro,
Willis? No, bro, Bond, don't be like this.
no, 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 no. We're
Don't be
acting,
hyping one manager
what,
because he
bro,
has
what,
all his Arsenals in his place, and you're
bro,
downing
Yeah, I
another
don't
one
know
because
where all this Pep hype
bro.
just come
We're
from. Pep never
finishing.
built a team from scratch, you know, bro. Pep
Bro, we're
never had to
finishing.
develop a
We
squad, you know,
finished
bro.
last
Pep has
season with
always
goal
get
difference of
what money,
zero.
best money could buy.
I don't care
We
about
finished
goal
last season.
difference, bro.
Wait,
You guys are working about goal
hold
difference.
on,
I want the 3 points.
hold on. You're making it look like our players are trash. We finished goal difference last season
Bro, they
zero.
are trash. I'm not making it look like they are trash.
Wait. Right now, our goal difference is -2. But we have statistically the most creative player in Europe for the past 4 years.
Yeah,
Make it make
but
sense. Make it make
you're
sense.
conflating two stats,
Make it
bro.
make
You're
sense.
conflating two stats, bro. Because here why you're
Conflating with
conflating those
stats.
stats. I
Conflating
just
with
wanted to hear
stats.
it out, right, bro? Hear 'em out. You cannot compare intelligent attackers with the attackers we have. Because
Let's get
Rashford
Oh,
is not an
mate.
intelligent footballer, bro.
let me get man.
So
Man, what you
therefore, he
saying?
cutting out 10 chances. If he was going to get 10 chances at goal with an intelligent winger,
Mate, this is
with
the
Rashford, you're
problem.
getting 2.
This is the problem. This is
Man,
what we have right now at United. I'll say this last thing, yeah? We have the Joe Biden problem at United. What's the Joe
Oh,
Biden
this is
problem?
brilliant.
The Joe Biden problem here is you think, oh, the man is so old or whatever, and then if he manages to get through a 5-minute speech without making a mistake, okay, let's clap for him. Oh, he's so good. Our players are not that crap. They are
Bro,
not
okay,
that
Rashford
crap.
has been that crap for 8 seasons,
what
bro. I don't know
you know
what
what
you're talking about.
you want to believe the manager is crap and don't want to believe the player is crap. I'm gonna tell
Five
you.
No,
managers can't be wrong about them players,
I'm
bro.
gonna tell you
Five
right here.
managers can't be wrong about them players. Nah,
I'm gonna
I'm
tell
not
you
saying
right
this,
here. The
bro.
players are
Listen,
shit. The
bro,
players we have at
vibes. You
United
know
are
what? You know
crap.
vibes. I want to let Keyshawn and Manj and them come in, right? But I just wanted to say this to Vibes, bro. Right? I'm not trying to say that there's right rubbish, bro.
No, but
But we're
Mark, I'm
trying to
going
say that they
finish
have
up.
big deficiencies. For intelligent style of play, a style of play that needs high football IQ, we don't have that. We don't have a squad fit for that, bro.
Let me answer Vibes too. Vibes, now the players last season, right? You're saying the players shit now when they aren't doing well last season. But the manager is shit now. But when he was doing good last season, he's great. We should balance this argument. We don't just because it's easier to put it on the for financial reasons, economical reasons, and it's easier to put it on the manager as to actually change the squad. We all know that. But let's not just come here and say all of a sudden Eric Ten Hag is bad and
Mate, can I
he's
read something
gone.
to you? Mate, can I read something to you? Listen to these names. David De Gea, Rafael, Luke Shaw, Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, Johnny Evans, Angel Di Maria, Juan Mata, Radamel Falcao, Wayne Rooney, Adnan Januzaj, Chris Smalling, Lindegaard, Carrick, Blind, Young, Welbeck, Van Persie, Herrera, Powell, Cleverly, Fletcher, Valencia, Kagawa, blah, blah, blah. These players, a lot of them were in their final leg of their career. Van Gaal managed to get this team to have average the second highest possession in Europe.
You
Second
call a
highest
bunch of
possession in Europe.
intelligent footballers there.
How can our current play? No. We had Chris Smalling playing centre back.
He
One of
have
the
more
worst players on the
intelligence than
ball.
Maguire, bro.
One of
I
the
Bon,
don't
worst
Bon,
understand
players
who
on
you
the
talking
ball.
about.
Bon, let's
Yeah,
One
pass
of
he
the
the
know
ball
worst
who
to
players
Chris
on the
Smalling
ball.
is.
let's pass the ball to Manj. Manj, do you think this Pep Guardiola, that's the question, wins the Premier League with this team? Yes or no?
No.
Top five.
Top 5, top 4 should be a minimum. It's Manchester United Football Club, man. What are we doing here?
It's okay, good. Tesh, what are you saying? Do you think it wins the Premier League with this squad?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pep, no, it doesn't.
What's your with this squad? What do you think? Top three, top four, top five.
I think top 4. It should be able to get top 4, top 5. Top 4 is stretching it. To be fair, top 5 I think is more reasonable. I just want to come back to your point where you said these players are shit though. Yeah, I just want to address that. The players are not shit. Right? I think they're a bit above average. The issue is that we have the wrong players playing in a system that doesn't suit the manager. So basically, we have our wrong players right in Ten Hag system. So, and I still believe in Ten Hag. I believe if we make changes, right, to certain players, we'll see Ten Hag do better. Because I don't think Ten Hag. One might say the Dutch league is not as strong, but we've seen Ten Hag use that same team and do well in Europe. So I think a manager doesn't go dull all of a sudden. So there is an issue in the club, right? I think the main thing is basically he needs certain players, right, that plays in his style. You could see complaints over time where we hear the players basically they don't want to run or they think they are overworked. But in a system whereby Ten Hag plays want to play like Pep and also play like Arteta, you need high level intensity and you need total teamwork. For imagine you could see when Man City played us, they kept on running, and they weren't tired till the game ended. So I think we need a change in certain personnel to suit Ten Hag, and I think Ten Hag will do better.
Yo, big up Kishon. What you saying,
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? Not much. Hope all is well. Just to chime in on the conversation, I think Pep Guardiola gets top 4 with this team, but I think there are many limitations within this team. If you check the ages of Casemiro, Varane, they're getting older, and I just think over the years we've held on a bit of too much of these players, like the Scott McTominay, the Luke Shaw, Diego Dalot, Harry Maguire, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like despite you would get top 4 with them, it wouldn't. I don't think it'd be on a consistent basis. I mean, if it's on a consistent basis, there would be some form of a struggle in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He plays better football with the team. I can guarantee that he would definitely play better football. And I think you'll get the maximum out of them. But what does the maximum bring us from this team? Is it a trophy like the Premier League or Champions League? No, I think it's just top 4 on a regular basis.
So is that what we want? Is that like what Bond just said right now, it's obvious Bond is saying that's not our level, right? Pep Guardiola in his first season at City did a lot of changes, but this person sold the same person. Like he bought defenders that he actually sold the next time because guess what? They didn't fit what he wanted to do, right? So now looking at what we now Ten Hag has come in the first season, right? Galvanized the team to get us top. He got third and a cup, right? A final as well. I don't even talk about the final, just the cup and the position in the league, right? Now the thing is, um, now we went into second season, right? We're supposed to improve on the squad, get some of the players out. The man wanted he actually, I think he foresaw the whole Lisandro Martinez issue, right? Okay, he wanted another center back, right? That could actually still do well for him in his own opinion, but he didn't get it. He wanted to go what you call it, ball playing goalkeeper. He got wanted a striker, which was obvious. We needed a striker. We needed two, if not three, but we got one, right? Now another ball playing midfielder we didn't get a cover for Casemiro. Iman was already thinking, okay, he's got Maino, right? This so we're supposed to move the likes of McTominay and Maguire on so as to generate funds to cover for some other things. Because if you notice, we didn't get Amrabat in until the window was about to shut because the club was still looking at options outside to see how they could get bodies in the midfield because they wanted Gravenberg, but because of the price, they didn't want to pay too much. They were like, oh, we don't have the money and all of that, right? So if you look at the way this season has even come in, fine, they went for whatchamacallit, for what's this guy's name that's not
Mason
playing at the
Mount.
moment? Mount. They went for Mason Mount, right? And we didn't get, and it's obvious. People are saying that Mason Mount is poor, but the man is injured, right? So I don't want to even talk about him, right? It feels like we just got somebody and put him in the show glass. So the truth is, we are supposed to improve on this squad going into the second season, but it felt like we just did only the ball playing goalkeeper, and that was
Let,
it.
let, me let me say something, right? And I think we need to have a serious discussion about Eric Ten Hag. I I do not know if I'm Eric Ten Hag out. And let me give you a couple scenarios, right? You know, guys, we can be so close to challenging for a Premier League title compared to if we get a new manager, we could be so far off in terms of reaching to that level. And the reason why I say that, I've been looking at Arsenal since recently, and Mikel Arteta, when he came in December, that was his first season when he was appointed, right? It wasn't his team. He won the FA Cup, right? No, he wants to implement his system. However, there are players there that he needs to get rid of, and some of them are on very high wages. Now, the second season, his first full season, he finishes eighth again, right? He decides that, listen, I need to move on Aubameyang. I need to get rid of Lacazette and some of these players. He starts to get rid of them one by one, right? Clear the wage bill so he can get in younger players on less wages, more hungry, whatever the case is, right? The
Mm-hmm.
third season, he improves and finishes fifth, right? Now, still not good enough for a club like Arsenal. However, they have to look at the players that they had at that time. Now, he buys Ramsdale, he buys some of these guys. He was heavily criticized for the Ramsdale signing, especially, right? In one season, after the season which he purchased Ramsdale and Tommy and some of those guys, last year Arsenal closed the gap from 24 points to 5 points against Manchester City, and this season they're still in the title race, challenging the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not sure if Eric Ten Hag is a bad manager, right? I heard someone say recently that Eric Ten Hag might not be the problem, but he cannot fix the problem, right? No, I cannot look at Eric Ten Hag off of last season and discredit the work that he has done. You know what I'm saying? He finished third, he won a Carabao Cup. The average manager doesn't do that in the Premier League in the first season. You know what I'm saying? So there's something there within Eric Ten Hag. However, the club itself hasn't helped Eric Ten Hag with a lot of the signings. He hasn't got a lot of his first choice signings. My main problem with Eric Ten Hag this season is the things that he's saying in the press conferences and after the games pertaining to this team. If he wants to stay, he's not helping himself in saying that the team is improving or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually the fans will not be on your side. So it's almost like he's not buying his time. I can look at the squad and tell you that the injuries has affected United. Now, according pertaining to the playing style, yes, it hasn't been the best, but come on, guys, sometimes we actually do need the players. These players have thrown managers under the bus season after season. Mourinho wanted players to play his style of football. All they wanted players to play his style of football. All they wanted that strike. What did the club tell him? Or the scouts? We already have our reports on other players. You know what I'm saying? Did they get those other players? No, they didn't. Some managers are being left behind in terms of the players that they need to play the certain type of football that they want. So I'm saying, you know what? Maybe with a structure finally in place, if one is implemented this summer, and the signings are a bit more targeted in regards to what the manager wants to do. Remember, this is the same in this group, like I said, that we want to play this style of football, and if the manager cannot do it, we will move him on. Now, if Ineos believes that Eric Ten Hag can do this, or if Eric Ten Hag gives them a project to say that, listen, guys, I can do this within the first season or the last year of my contract, and then let's see where we can take it from there. And Ineos gives him 3-4 players, moves out 4 or 5, then maybe we can be closer to challenging compared to us not even being in the top 4 next season if we get a new manager, because we don't know what a new manager will bring and how many managers are out there that we can bring in to say that they will get this team with additional players back into the top 4. Not many.
Can I just
That
jump in
question you
here?
asked. Wait, Bond. Yeah, Bond. Go ahead. That last question he asked, right? I want Bond before I go to Tesh to see if I could get an answer from two of you.
Wait, could you repeat the last question again?
He said that it's not more like a question. It was like he doesn't see which manager is going to come in, right, and actually turn this around, right,
Yeah,
with what not putting the structure in place with what we have at the moment.
yeah. Well, he's right. Like, there's no manager under the current structure. There's no manager. But what I think the point though is are going to have a structure, and we're trying to see if this man should be the one to lead the revolution. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the
And
point. Yeah.
my argument against him being the one, again, as I said earlier, I wanted him to be here. Even way before he got on Raiders, I was already calling for him. My issue here is that I feel like, you know, that sort of thing when it's like, oh, you are some sort of principal or a teacher, and people thought you're going to be this tough guy, but then the students are sort of like, they're used to you by now. And then you get a new principal and it's like, I'm going to back my teachers. It's like, we know he's a fit guy already. I feel like he's already past that stage. So it's like, okay, run, press. You don't do it, so what? I did that last year. And that's my argument for getting someone who is fresh, like a brand new start. If it's Tuchel, if it's Nagelsmann, whatever the case might be, it might be better that way. There's no favorites, no mistakes have been made, that sort of thing. That's not the point though. My earlier point I was gonna make was, I don't like this comparison with Arteta. I think it's not a good comparison.
All right,
I
well,
think
don't make
reason
the
why
comparison with the Zilby when you finish.
reason why I don't think it's a good comparison is Arteta's first job in management was Arsenal. Arteta was actually brand new, and everything credit to him, because I think everything he's achieved from when he started to now is basically learning on the job. Ten Hag managed Ajax before coming. He managed Go Ahead Eagles before coming. Like, this is not, he managed Utrecht before coming. Like, this is not his first job. So we shouldn't treat him like he's a kid,
All
right?
right, well, that's why I'm
We
going to
saw
compare him to the Zilby,
we
right?
saw this guy, what's his name again? Obviously, Pep came with a huge CV. Klopp slightly less, but the point is that both managers in their first year, we could see how they wanted to
That's not
play.
true.
Pep, wait.
That's not true.
Klopp,
Don't be
wait.
disingenuous, my bro.
Klopp, wait, hold up.
No,
Wait.
vibes.
With Man
Bond,
City,
bond, bond,
what?
bond.
Wait.
Pause. They're giving you a 3-year doping ban for saying Tuchel. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
okay. All right. But listen, let's not lie to ourselves. With Pep, it was obvious in his first
Nah,
year.
bro.
Wait, let me finish.
Listen,
Let me finish.
I'll be
I'm
real
going. Wait,
honest with you.
Let him
hold up.
finish. We're gonna go. I want to
I'm
take
going to go
test.
through
Let him finish.
managers. I'm going to go through managers. In Pep's first year, the issue everyone could see was personnel. The big argument on TV was whether or not Johad could play his system. The pro-British media were like, nah, you can't let him go. He's a very good keeper. Everyone knew he had to move on. Everyone knew it. We had Fabian Delph in there. We had what's his guy's name again? He had some players who clearly
The
were
one
not
who
for
keep
purpose.
calling Delph. Delph is a
And
player that will
and
remain.
no, Delph played a lot that year. So that's
Yeah.
the point. Now let's look at Klopp's first year. He brought this whole idea of gegenpressing to the league. Everyone's like, oh, wow, heavy metal football. We saw it in his first year. Another one people don't talk about is Antonio Conte. Conte came with 4-3-3. It didn't work. After a few games, he went straight to 3-4-3 and won the league in his first season. 3-4-3. Let's stop lying. Let's stop lying that this isn't true. We saw it in his first year. So when people say stuff like, "Oh, that we need to give time," yeah, we need to give time, but we need to see something as well. And another
These
point
guys are
too.
killing me. Yeah,
Another
go
point
ahead,
when
man.
it comes. Another point when it comes to sorry, this whole thing about playing system. In his first year, Conte had no European engagements. He played 38 games plus FA Cup plus League Cup. And everyone was like, oh, wow, he has time to do all these things on the training ground and they'll have energy. Now, we play once a week, but our players look so tired. Why?
Because they're
Who is
lazy,
making them
bro.
run? Who's
Simple.
making them
Bro,
run like dogs in training?
bro,
Who's
Come on,
making them
bro.
do that?
you
Bro, you
played,
see this,
bro.
bro? You see that, bro?
Your players played 3 games last season, 3 games every other
But no,
day.
in fact, you're about to make my point. Before he signed for us, that guy on Twitter, the Ajax guy, European lad, he warned us that Ten Hag does not rotate. He warned us with the workload of a World Cup during the season, plus a grueling 62-game season. A lot of the injuries we're seeing today are the result of what happened last year. It's just what it is. So whose fault is that?
That's
Whose
Test,
not
fault is
that's not
that?
his fault. And let me take this
test,
one
That's
test,
his
out
test.
fault.
before you go. Just now, before you go to test, right? I wanted to explain you this, right? They keep talking about Pep first season, right? But do you know that those players that Pep met at the club was specifically bought for him? Right? And I
That's
just
a
want
fair
you to
point.
understand, we're talking about
That's a fair point.
he had like the transfer window for them that year when he arrived was like 10, like 7, 8 players
That's
strong
a
the
fair
first
point.
season.
That's a fair point.
Right? Then
That's
the
a fair point.
second season was 11 players. The third
That's a fair
season,
point
it
too.
was 9. And the fourth season, it was 6. So
But in
I
our first season,
just
though,
know,
Ten
hold
Hag,
on,
apart from De Jong, Ten Hag
hold
got what he
on.
wanted in our first season, though.
Hold
Ten
on,
He
Hag, Ten
wanted
bro.
Hag didn't.
Anthony, he
Listen.
got him.
Hold on. He wanted Rabiot. Hold on. Wait.
He
He
didn't
right. He
want
wanted
Rabiot,
Kim
bro.
Min
That
Jae.
wasn't him.
He wanted Kim Min Jae. He didn't get
Kim
Kim
Min Jae
Min
was
Jae.
second season. That was second
season.
All right.
season.
First season, he wanted to get Julian Timber and he wanted to get Anthony in May. Everything.
Well,
Listen. This
bro,
is
we
the most
upgraded
important thing, and this
on
is why
Timber,
I will
though. We
always
upgraded on
back him
Timber, though.
for this
Who
extent
said?
and for
Who
a
said?
few
Who said?
reasons,
Who?
right?
Martinez is better than Timber, bro. We upgraded on
All right,
Timber,
calm
bro.
down. You see, the problem is that we had to understand that. Listen, as much as I don't want to make excuses for Ten Hag, you put him in a situation where I had to bring all the situation that he had to deal with since the first season to the table, right? And it's not like if he have a system like De Zerbi, like Potter, like Klopp, like Pep, like
Pep.
Atata. They have all of them managers there, my bro, have structured systems that working, right? And if we minus Brighton for now, and we leave the others, their systems, they are 5 seasons plus, right? So
100.
this is what Ten Hag fighting against, right? One, let me stop there now, and I'm pulling up De Zerbi because he played the same amount of time in this league as Eric Ten Hag.
I
2
don't care for
seasons to this
Deserbi,
point,
bro. I don't
right?
care for him.
Yo, I
All
want to say
right, no,
something.
but I just want to make the comparison.
Let me
Let's not
involve
wait,
these other guys.
because the manager we have came from a club with a system, Ajax. Everybody know about it, right? Now, if we establish in a system, this is just why I want to draw to everybody on the panel, all those in the chat. This is the question to everybody, right? If our manager was so successful at Ajax with a system, and he was semi-successful, I would say, right? Manj, you come up next and answer this, and then we'll go to Keyshawn, right? Bro, all I want to know is why we don't just give him a structure that's supposed to be best in class. For his last season, he already contracted too. Isn't this the most no-brainer situation on the planet?
Man, what you saying? Because
Manj, let me know what you're thinking, bro.
man, before you go, add this to your question. Do you feel like Ole, because after having listened to Ole's interview, I feel like Ole needed structure. So what he's saying?
First of all, great conversations on the panel, man. Love this. For me, obviously, you know my situation about Ten Hag,
I know.
but what I would do for Plan B is his contract ends next year, right?
Yeah, summer. Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
See it
summer
out,
next year.
see it out. But obviously, the Ten Hag outers will say, "Why we're just wasting a year? Why not do such and such?" It's a bit of a there's no middle ground, you know. It's one of them
Hmm.
complicated ones. Obviously, thankfully, I don't make the decision. Ineos do.
Yeah, yeah,
So
true,
it's
True.
one of them ones.
True. Keyshawn, what are you
Tess,
saying, bro?
let's go to Tess. Tess, are you there?
Tash. Yeah, you there.
Bro, it,
Tess.
while we wait for him to come up, yeah.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
come
There's
up
this
yet.
policy with Ten Hag. People always talk like, oh, he has a. This is what's frustrating. Oh, he has a system. He has a system. Ten Hag actually at Ajax built two different teams, and they were very different. You had the second one with Alvarez and Hala up front, different system.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice team. We had the one before that that had Donny van der Beek making late runs, Dusan
Very nice
Tadic,
team as
very
well.
different team. And that's what annoys me because you can see that he has the ability to actually play with the hand he's given. But why isn't he doing it now? This is why I'm
Bro,
Listen,
annoyed.
this is the next.
bro,
This
This
is
is why
why
I'm
we
no,
always
annoyed.
keep saying, bro. Right?
bro,
Listen,
just
players, personnel. You have to have players who willing to work hard. And it's so important that, and it's so basic that we just bypass it. You see, you cannot excuse players for not doing their job, what they get paid for daily. They ain't getting paid to drive a Lamborghini. They ain't getting paid to take photos. They always get paid to take photos. But their main salary is to perform on that football pitch. You feel me? I don't, and this is the problem with Manchester United players. They want to say, well, they don't like this manager, so they're not performing. You feel anywhere else at Brighton, City, Liverpool players thinking that way? These fellas going out on the field saying we want to win, bro. You could see it in the energy when they're standing up. You could
Drex,
feel it,
can
bro.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, big up Tesh,
yeah.
come in.
Tess, come in.
Sorry, what was the question?
I don't know the question. Okay.
The
Yo, yeah,
question
the
is,
question is
with the structure coming in, seeing that Ten Hag was so successful at Ajax, won't it be the easiest no-brainer to just let him have the structure for his last year of his contract? And if he performs well, coming up to, let me say, going up to Christmas, he at the top of the league. You renew his contract for another year, or maybe 2 years, and see and go from there. But you let him go through the fulfill his contract for now. You could always have a whole year to scout managers in the meantime. You know what I
You
mean? And prepare.
know, no, 100% I agree. Like, give him Tenaga here, because it needs that structure, right? And also, if you look at when it was at IS, and also look at players too, players that play in systems, right? And they leave the system players, right? Once they go to a different team that don't play in the system, they struggle. So you also expect that from a manager that's played in the system, right? And come to where a club whereby they've had no system, it will struggle. So I would say give Tenak time to build a system, which is basically his final year of his contract, and then make the judgment from there.
Kishon.
Kishon, wouldn't it be nice to have him as Ten Hag going into his last year of the contract, right? As a guide as to, okay, if he doesn't cut it, then we already have a plan set already in motion where the next manager could actually take up from. Wouldn't it just be like what Mark said, easy, and the guide to just go into his last contract?
Yeah, I think so. And let me tell you, you know what the major difference is with Eric Ten Hag compared to Ole and Jose Mourinho. Have you guys realized that Eric Ten Hag hasn't actually lost the dressing room? It wasn't because of the results as to why Ole and Mourinho were sacked from the club. It was because of the fact that they lost the dressing room at that period in time. You know what I'm saying? Especially Jose Mourinho, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for him, he lost one and two players, and he kind of spoke about it how some players kind of just shun away from certain responsibility. And I think under Eric Ten Hag's situation, some players just aren't good enough. And I believe in seeing out the contract unless it's a situation where it's like not repairable. And under Ten Hag, I don't feel like it's a situation that's not repairable. I think he can be repaired, and I think we can move forward. So why not give him next season to see what he can do? And as I've always said in these conversations, we have to realize that the shape of the Premier League is changing due to the fact that Jurgen Klopp is leaving. So we don't know what can happen next season. And Manchester City has their situation. We don't know where Chelsea will be. We don't know where Newcastle will be because they have to be against them all this type of stuff. So Manchester
Arsenal,
United, I think
Arsenal will win the league next season.
Yeah. Bond, what you saying, bro?
Bro. See, I think if we give him another year, I think he'll do better with better players. Most managers will. The question is, would he lead us to the promised land? That is the real question. You give anybody better players, of course. If you give him what De Jong, of course he'll play better. But the question is, when we go back to that big game, when we play City again, are we going to have 26% possession? That's the real question.
But bro,
And,
you're
No,
making
and
it
we'll have 27% possession this time.
bro, you're making it sound like we did not beat
Sorry.
City last year.
bro, we did beat City, but we've regressed. Clearly, we've regressed. That's just a
Yeah,
fact.
true.
I understand the I
Regressed.
understand the frustration because you clearly stated it right now that your frustration, one of your frustrations is the fact that this man could adapt, right? He actually made two different built two different teams with Ayas, but right now that showing you that he could actually adapt to
But,
situations. But right now
so
it
yeah,
feels like he's just fixated on a particular thing that's
and
actually not working for him.
yeah. But another
So
thing to you need to also think about if we're to be holistic here, what if, what if
hmm.
all this was Eredivisie tax? What if? Have you considered that maybe he's just not cut for this level? We need to actually just be frank with ourselves and
Yeah,
ask
no.
these
See,
questions.
Bond, I've thought about it, right? What if he's not cut out for this level? But don't forget that he, like we've all said, he at Ajax he had structure, right? So we are just hoping and just saying, like me, I've said it several times. Just the first time I'm meeting you, though, I've said it several times on streams, right? I feel like let him go into his last year of his contract. Put the men in place that we already seen that Ineos are trying to do, the Baradas, the Ashworth, and the likes, right? And give him saying, okay, they all sit down and say, this is how we want to play. Can you give us that? And the man is saying, yes, but you have to give me this, you have to give me that, and you give me this. And in the group are telling him, okay, we're not going to do all of this in one season. Maybe we'll give you four of the players, and we have players here that you could work with to actually actualize something, right? Now,
Yeah,
come December, this is where I'm going at now. Come December this year, if he has deviated way off the plan, then put an axe on it and just call it over
yeah.
time.
But bro, another thing you need to consider. You mentioned Liverpool. Opportunity cost, right?
Mhm.
When we probably, I don't know if it could have happened, but when we could have got Pep, we got Moyes. When
Yeah.
we could have got Klopp,
Mor-
we went for Mourinho. If we
No, but
stick with Ten Hag again,
Klopp
if
said he
we,
wasn't gonna come because he
well,
didn't.
I don't know, I don't know. But the
No,
point is
because
that,
no, Klopp said it. Klopp said he approached him, but he turned it down
okay,
because
fair
having looked
enough.
at the club, it's not. Even when Eric Ten Hag was coming here, we also said the same thing. If we held on to Ole to the end of the season, we might miss out. A lot of us said the same thing.
Yeah,
And yeah, when Eric Ten Hag was walking in through the door, Luigi Van Gaal had his right hand and said, "Yo, bro, don't go in there. That place is not. It's not a good place to go. They'll kill your career."
the your career. Yeah, yeah. But the point I'm making, though, the big point is there's talent out there that could maybe work. There's Nagelsmann. I'm not going to mention Tuchel again. There's Amorim. There's Zidane. There's
But
talent out
no,
there.
forget about Zidane. Zidane is not coming. Forget about
The-
Amorim.
But
He's not coming.
but the point I'm
I know. I
making
get your
is
point. I get your point. There are
is
talents out there. We shouldn't just sit on a
yeah, we
just hope.
shouldn't just say that. Yeah, just hope that this will work
Sorry,
out. We need to actually.
Drex, I have a quick question. Do we
Yeah.
actually think a manager will come to United now and turn things around?
Oh
Do we?
yes,
Do you
yes.
actually think that?
With the structure that is coming in, definitely yes. The
Then
question is,
why
does
can't
Ten
I
Hag
get that
deserve the
structure
chance
then?
to be part of that? That's the question.
Why can't I
Oh,
get a structure? Because you're saying with the structure, then yes. Why can't I
Okay,
get
so,
that?
no, I get you. We've had this part of the conversation already. I'm saying that I've seen deficiencies in his managerial style, in his
mm-hmm.
tactics and stuff that make me think that even if he had that structure, he will do better, but he might not be the man to take us to the promised land. Even in the big games, for instance, there's nothing I've seen that is like, okay, if he has better players, that probably will work out differently. No, I've not seen anything that's like, oh, if he just had that guy, oh, this would have been better. I mean, Fergie went to every big game away from home with a 4-3-3 standard and a good day, Park on the left, Carrick, Fletcher, Hargreaves or Scholes. He normally always pack the game. That's fine. But the question is, what he's doing now, if he had better players, will it be enough to win the league? Now that Klopp is going, let's just be honest with ourselves. It means City can win the league for the next 7 years if nobody else stands up to them.
No, but to answer your question, right? Let me get Kishon on. Kishon, before you go, I know you want to do something real quick, right? Do you think with structure and with time, nobody knows though. We're just speaking out of assumption. Do you think the manager can actually take us to win the league from what you saw in his first season and this one? Oh, I don't think it's the test.
You mean Ten Hag with the proper structure?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually think so.
You think
I think Ten Hag with the proper structure, right, as in with the proper players, Ten Hag will. Because as in, I still stand on the ground that you can't be smart and all of a sudden become dull. I can agree it's the Dutch league, right, but he has done this in Europe as well, right? So I actually think he can.
the people's people, are you there? Oh man, man left the building. For me, right? Bond, to answer that your question, right? I feel like if he gets the right people behind him and gets the players right, it's not a matter of if he can, it's a matter of how soon can
Yeah.
he.
Yes.
Can I let me actually give you more context of just what I'm talking about. I was talking tactics, yeah.
Okay.
With Ten Hag last year, his build-up style was 3-2-5. It's the same thing with this season. Same
With this
thing.
season, yeah.
Yeah. But of course, there's a personnel issue. Last year, Martinez was part of the three, as was Luke Shaw. Definitely a huge downgrade this season. That's true. But the issues that I saw last season, which were problematic, are still here this season, but just worse. For instance, number one issue is spacing. So when
Spacing,
we,
yeah.
I think Carragher actually said something about that. Like, yeah, we're playing high
High
press, but low
press,
block
low
at the
block.
same time.
Yeah.
Now, for me, that is a very easy fix. They claim that Ten Hag is this detail-oriented guy. He's always watching videos. How did you not see that? How is it that every single game we go into is still the same problem?
But
These are the little things
The
that
players
make me
can't do
think.
any better,
But
bro.
Bond, do you know that this same thing that you're talking about was they had it at Ajax as well. He has it at Ajax as well.
Then
That's what I
that's
was
a
gonna
big
say.
flaw there. Then
That's
that's
not
a big
the
flaw.
problem. Is
But
his
he had
system
system players that
I,
could actually
I,
know what to
ex-
do when.
I'll give you another
exactly
one.
Drex.
I'll give you another one.
Okay.
How is it that no matter how many goals we concede from set pieces, he doesn't understand that zonal is not working? How is it that
He's not the set piece coach
we
though.
played West Ham,
That's
Okay.
he's not the set piece coach though.
and Kobe Mainu was marking Diop, the big guy?
No,
Every
but
single set piece, you see such mismatches. Every
no,
single
but
set
this
piece.
is not. This is
How is he
not
not seeing it?
to tell you that this is not the problem. This is not Tenak's problem. This thing that you just said has been happening way back.
Since Ollie, bro. Because
See,
Ollie
No,
got
no,
it.
no, no. It
I even
wasn't
tell you
that
as
bad.
Ollie
back
had the
as
same
no,
set
bro.
piece coach.
It was. Maybe you
It
just
wasn't
didn't
that bad.
notice.
It
It
was the
was
It wasn't
same
bad.
that bad.
coach. The same
It was
coach.
bad. It
The
was before
same
they
coach
brought
It
was
Eric
wasn't that
Ramsey.
coaching.
bad, bro.
Bond, before they brought Eric Ramsey to be the set piece coach, the guy that was there before was even worse than what we had.
No, bro. Right now, we are in terms of expected goals from set pieces. I think we're on 18th or 19th.
But I'm telling you now that
We are
during the guy
That's
before
not the
this
coach.
Eric
That's not
is
Ten Hag fault, bro.
Eric Ramsey, the set piece coach, right? I've said
what?
it several times. He needs to
Okay,
go.
okay.
First
He's
of
gone
I
all,
get
anyway.
your
He's
point.
Bond,
gone. He's gone.
I
He's
get
gone.
your
He's gone.
point. I get your point. Like, okay, Ten Hag should be able to sit and tell the guy to fix up.
But
I
I
get
mean,
your point.
he's the head coach, right?
yeah,
He's the
but
lead coach,
Bond,
yeah.
Bond,
He's
this
head
now.
coach.
Hold on, Drex. Hold on,
But
Bond. Hold on. First of all, let me start here. Pepper 22 men in the coaching staff. For what? What they doing? Klopp has
But
17 members of his coaching staff. Right?
well, they won the league, so
Just
they
now,
did
hold
something right.
on. The guy who just come in, what's his name, Poch? He have 19 members of his coaching staff. Right? You know how much members of Eric Ten Hag coaching staff he have? He come with to United. He was allowed to come with 2.
Nah,
You know
that's
he
not true,
added to
bro.
that too?
Don't
Benny
use the word
McCarthy.
allowed. Don't use the word allowed. because the
was
same
not
Glazers,
allowed. He
Glazers
was
let
not allowed to bring his
bro,
coaching staff.
bro. That allowed is not true. I
Bruv,
highly
listen,
doubt
listen,
that.
listen. Stop.
Highly doubt that.
Because
Highly.
I'm telling you something that on paper, right? You could go back and pull it up, the news, print it out, right? It's on paper, right? It's not. I'm not talking off the top of my head. I'm talking off a paper. It's an article. He was only allowed to bring 2 members of his coaching staff to Manchester
let me tell you
United.
why I refute that. One of the reasons why De Gea ended up not being good at using his feet is actually the Glazers, and I'll tell you why. I'm going somewhere with this. When De Gea signed for us, he was very good with his feet, good with distribution. His first coach was the same coach that coached Tim Howard. I remember reading an article and Howard was talking about how the coach told him to always stay on his line. That's why you notice De Gea stopped coming out, even during set
What
pieces.
I had to do with Ten Hag?
Then, wait, hold on. Then the next one, when Moyes comes in, Chris Eagles comes as goalkeeper coach. Chris Eagles changes his game as well. Then Van Gaal comes with, I'm forgetting his name right now, is a
Yeah,
Dutch
but
guy.
what that have to do
Then
with Ten Hag?
the point I'm making is
Marketing.
all these managers came with a huge number of backrooms, and they
Ten
always
Hag came with
changed.
2 people. Stop
Wait.
imagining things,
The
bro.
point is that it was always refreshed. I'm struggling to understand how the same Glazers, looking for the final revolution, did not allow the chosen
Well,
one,
okay,
Ten
just
Hag, to bring more than 2
listen.
people.
Don't
It doesn't
struggle,
add
don't
up.
struggle. Just
It
go
doesn't
on,
add up, bro.
just
It
pull up
doesn't
the
add up,
article
bro.
right now. Listen,
Bro, that's
just go
paper
online.
talk.
I will
That's
I will
paper
share the
talk.
article in the
Bond,
group tomorrow morning, bro.
it doesn't add up, but
Bro, it
on a
doesn't
That's the
add up.
small,
That's
fact of the
that's what
paper
matter,
talk.
happened.
bro. It is the
That's what
fact.
happened.
And also, I ask you more questions. How is it that Ten Hag, he came in with the bald guy, what's his name again? His assistant. How did he hire Quentin Fortune? He's added people since then. So why are you talking about only
Who's
2 people?
Quinton
He's been
Fortune,
adding.
bro? Who is Quinton
Quentin
Fortune?
Fortune is our striker
Ex,
coach.
That's not our striker coach,
no.
bro.
That guy,
Benny McCarthy is our
Sorry.
striker coach.
Benny
Benny.
McCarthy.
When
Sorry,
you say Quentin, I was like,
Listen.
I
Stop
mixed my South
conflating things.
Africans.
This is the problem with some
I
of
mixed
y'all
my South
fellas, bro.
Africans, bro. The
You just be
point though is
conflating too
we've
many
been
things,
adding
bros.
people.
Oh
That's the
my
point.
goodness. Oh
Van
my
Persie is
goodness,
part
bro.
of the squad now. He's
no,
in the
Van Persie just came for his whatever coaching thing that he had to
He's
do.
now a striker coach as well. The point is we've been
Bro,
adding.
it's
We've been
bro,
adding. That's the point. We've been
bro.
adding
Oh
people.
my
The
god,
truth
bro!
is,
Listen. If you want to
most of
keep
the coaches all the
accurate a
way from
narrative, bro, it's fine. All well and good, no
Bro,
problem with
we've been
that.
all
Right?
adding
Listen, no,
people
listen, wait.
though.
Hold the phone, right? It's all well and good, bro. I'm not trying to. I just telling you, bro. Like I will post the article in the group tomorrow morning so you could see for yourself.
Okay, that's fine.
It
The
was
question I'm asking you,
everybody.
bro,
I'm
is
pretty sure if Vibes was here, he would let you know,
okay,
and
bro.
everybody here could
Assuming
tell.
you're right. Assuming you're right. If
Right?
you're right,
So what
how
I'm
is it that
saying is the
he's hired
problem
people since
was
then?
I'm not even blaming that on 10. I'm not even blaming that as an issue. But if you're drawing it up, I just wanted to show you. Look, listen. This man, when a manager come into a club, there's a certain system that's how to play. And even on FIFA have it, bro. You have to have coaches who defend for a pressing style. Coaches who know how to play for a midfield setup for a pressing style. Coaches who know how to create an attack for a pressing style. It's different from kick and rush. It's different from counter attack. But yet still we have the same coaches from Oli. Understand what I'm saying,
we
bro?
still
Eric
do.
Ramsey's from
Bond,
Oli.
we still do have some coaches from Oli, and that's not disputing. We're not disputing that fact.
No, but
Kishan is back here. Kishan,
no,
let's.
but
I think we're
sorry
deviating
guys.
from. Okay, go
I have
ahead.
to dip soon. I have to dip soon. That's why I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Okay, go
No
ahead.
worries, bro.
Mark, by the way, I'm doing all this with a smile on my face. I'm actually
Nah,
not
nah,
upset or
bro.
anything.
It's
No,
all
no,
good,
it's
bro.
good.
It's
Oh,
all good, bro.
nobody's
Me
upset.
too. I
We
have a
just.
smile
I
on
like.
my
No.
I
face,
like.
bro. If you don't know, bro.
The
Like,
I
point I'm
like the
making
other
though
side
is
of the
the
fence,
point I'm
bro. I like
making,
the other
Mark,
side.
is even if you are correct, yeah, that he was allowed to bring 2 people. I brought up Benny McCarthy to show you that he's since then
He's
hired
added.
more people.
Yeah.
So the point is that he actually has he got the guy from Arsenal, right? The fitness
The
guy, right?
the
The
medical
doctor
the
guy.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point is he has that latitude to actually go get people. Right now, I'm sure, well, now that Ineos is there, they will take over whoever they hire, right? But the point is, he's been able to do that.
So
no, he was only able to hire Benny McCarthy, bro.
Your final your main concern is the fact that fine, you want him to get, you still feel like he should get the chance under the structure, right? But you're
Okay.
concerned if he would take
Yeah.
us to the promised land. That's your take.
Yes. what I want to see from him between now and end of the season, if he can, even if it's just the small teams we slap, I don't care about the Liverpools. If even if it's the small teams we
Yes,
slap,
yeah, sounding
I
like
want
Papi,
to see.
Slap
like
I
sound,
somebody.
want to see.
yeah, it sounded like
I,
Papi that wants to see us win a team 5-0,
No,
6-1,
yes,
to
that
be
kind of.
fair, I don't
yes,
disagree with what he's saying
yes.
there. No,
That
No,
that's
that
Andre,
for
because
I
I'd
me.
agree
like
with
to
the
see.
guy. I agree with him on that
No,
one as well.
for me, that would be enough. For me, that would mean that the players are actually happy to be there.
Yeah.
It would mean that the players actually have taken on some stuff. Because, see, look, I wouldn't sign anybody from Brighton right now. I'm sorry, Burnley right now. But watch how they play in possession. I think that Ten Hag hasn't done half a decent job in
Mm-hmm.
possession. There are so many things that I
No, bro,
think
don't.
I'm
are
gonna ask you a
so.
This
question,
season,
bro.
though, if you
One
say this
question
season, but
before you
last
go,
season
Paul.
when
One
we are doing
question.
a
One
lot.
question.
No,
Yeah,
Right?
one question. Go ahead.
I understand the comparison with Burnley and with other teams. It could be any team. It could even be Crystal Palace if you want to compare Crystal Palace, right? But the reason why I want to ask you this question is because, from my opinion, is like this, right? It don't matter the team. If the players not given the basic for the game, you will never look good. No matter what type of manager you have, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because on Sunday I watched Pep Guardiola throw a tantrum, right?
Yep.
Cuss the coach off, cuss the fourth official off, ranting for the first 15 minutes. Because you know why? Nothing he was doing was working. But then he changed it. We didn't have an answer. You understand? And you know what I say to me? You know what I say to me, bro? That
bro, when
screamed
Yeah.
you
to me.
when you say we don't have an answer, note that we did when the minute this guy went down, we were in that game until the 80th minute.
Ah.
Bro, it was true. We're in that game until the
No,
eight.
no, no. I'm agreeing with you. That's a
Yeah,
sigh of disappointment.
yeah, we were in that game until
Finally,
the 80th minute until this guy came off injured. And
Johnny.
finally, Mark and I have
I,
actually got to the same place with different routes. Mark,
True.
okay,
we just said we had no answer to Man City.
And nobody see, but the
Forget that
reason,
game.
we're
Wait,
talking
wait,
about
wait.
today,
Forget that
tomorrow's
game.
game,
but we're
right?
Wait,
see,
wait, wait,
moving
wait,
on
wait.
to
Forget.
Everton, right?
Wait.
Everton.
Forget that game. Wait, before Everton, when we played Brighton at home, do
Yeah,
you remember the first few minutes where Brighton had no answer to us?
yeah.
No.
And then De Zerbi made one tactical tweak, and we were done in that game.
Yeah, but as you see,
And
Very
no,
few.
wait, hold on,
No,
problem,
no,
and
no,
hold on,
no.
and
Okay,
that happened in the 17th minute, if I remember well. And
okay.
for
right?
the
But you see,
rest of the
the
game,
difference for
wait,
me,
hold on,
Notice how,
hold on.
bro.
For the rest of
Okay.
the game, our coach had no answer. I've
No,
seen
no,
that
no,
not
too
no,
the
many
no,
coach
no,
had
no,
no
times.
no.
answer.
I've seen that too many times. I've seen that too many
Notice
times.
how the player that was put that was asked to do a job did stop tracking back. Notice how they were cutting and there was nobody at the edge of the box to actually block the ball because guess what? McTominay that was asked to do the job was thinking something else.
No. What we're talking about two different things.
I am telling you the same.
No. We're
No,
talking
no.
about
Drex,
defensive
he
lapses.
talking about the manager didn't make a
Hold on.
tactical
No,
change
hold
that
on.
could have helped us win the game,
Drex,
or
we're
he
talking
was
about
clueless.
defensively, yeah? Defensively, we've made too many individual errors. I agree with you on that. Although there's a systemic
I'm
issue as
talking
well.
about tactically as
No,
well.
I'm talking about going forward. We
Mm-hmm.
gave them so many problems, especially with our press. The
Mm-hmm.
next thing,
Mm-hmm.
Deserbi makes dunk, and I think it was, I don't remember who the other guy was, but he pulls the two of them together closely.
So I'm gonna ask
Closely.
you a
That was
question,
all.
right?
That
I'm
was
gonna ask you
all.
a-
And we
That's not
had
Drex.
no
That's not.
answer going forward. We had no
But here
answer.
the thing, bro. Right? We have 5 minutes again. I want to just answer this question for you, and then we go to Manj and
Aye.
Kishon and Drex will close the show. So here the
Okay.
thing, right? Here my question to that is: so what happened to the players who we have on the field, and they're supposed to be able to adjust because they're on the field playing the game. If they
Okay.
notice the two defenders come close together, you're not supposed
Okay.
to make an adjustment.
I have an answer
Or
for
wait,
you.
no, wait, I forget. The Xbox controller not turned on. Ten Hag didn't have it on in that moment.
I have an answer for you.
Was that?
So I played university level football, like university league thing.
Mm-hmm.
At that level, there's a lot of individual talent. You can basically players figure out on the pitch. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking elite level football, this
Mm-hmm.
level, the players, your manager, your coach. This is why people think, oh yeah, I'm going to go to prime Golden State Warriors and I'll just tell them to go on the court and they will win. No,
No,
you
bro.
won't. No, you
No,
wouldn't.
listen, that's
And
what I'm
that's
meaning,
the
oh, bro.
point I'm
I was
making.
saying, oh.
Wait, hold on,
But you
hold
see,
on,
I don't understand what I'm
hold on. The
saying
point I'm
too.
making,
Curry for
the point I'm
free.
making is margins, little margins. All of those players, what they have in common is that they have the same level of fitness, except for the Kantes of the world, which are like and Park Ji-sungs. They all
True.
have the same level of fitness. They can't do the same runs. And now that they've made us have 5 substitutions, there is no tiring out the weaker team. That's gone. So that's that. What the difference is on the pitch now is which players have that extra dribbling ability, which players have that extra ball control, and who is coaching them and telling them, you stand here, you stand there, you stand there. That's why when we play teams that are lower than us, they have a system, they stay compact, they stay in
So
shape.
football IQ
We
don't
just we
exist.
just go out there, we just go out there thinking that we'll just bluff our way to a win. We'll just go there and we'll just be united and we'll win. That's why I'm saying we have a player issue, fine, but also we have a managerial deficit now that is not even playing these players to their level. And with that, I take my leave. Thank you so much,
Love
Big
that.
gentlemen.
up, bro.
Yeah.
If you're
Invite
not
me
busy
next
on
time. Don't be
Sunday,
upset.
if you're not busy on Sunday night, same time, come true. We'll be here. Thanks for
No,
Thank you,
coming in,
Bond,
bro.
gentlemen.
Bond, before you leave, where can the people catch you? When can the people find you? You just drop your
Um,
social or something.
Mr. Bond on Twitter, I guess.
Drop
All
it in
right.
the chat now, bro. In the live chat.
Just
Let's see,
Yeah,
drop it
guys.
in
yeah.
the
Let's
live
talk
chat
about
Drex,
and
it,
let
man.
them.
Drex, are you Nigerian as well?
Yeah.
Big up, big up, big
Big
up.
up
Okay,
yourself, bro.
okay, yeah,
Manj,
okay.
Big up.
All right.
what are you saying, bro?
Um, I got nothing to add. Bond just 007'd it very nicely, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, yeah, man, we move on in it to the next phase of the season.
Yeah, we don't do predictions on this channel really too much. We just talk about the game, and I hope for
Yeah.
that we'll get a win against Everton because we at home, and in my opinion, even with our weakened squad, we still the better team. So that's just how I looking at it. Kishon, what are you saying?
Yeah, I have a big game coming up this weekend.
Yeah, talk a
Kishan,
little louder, bro. We can hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
A little bit louder.
Yeah, hello?
Just a bit low.
Okay, you can do it
yeah,
now.
yeah. We could do it. We're wrapping up the show soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
No, not at all.
Is it good now?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
perfect.
Oh yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Yeah. So I saying it's a big game coming up this weekend. So it's we have to bounce back from the last two losses. The one at Old Trafford and then the one away to Man City. And we
Mhm.
still have a depleted squad. However, I think we're supposed to have a good enough squad to beat Everton at home and just see out the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Not much to look forward to for the rest of the season, honestly.
Facts.
To go with what Bond actually said, right? I've come to see a few things. It feels like when we're playing against team that could actually press and recycle the ball at the same time, right? Most of our players tend to fold, but when we are the one actually controlling the game, holding the ball and pressing and passing, right? We tend to edge those team, right? If you look at the Aston Villas and all of that, we were able to hold the ball. We were able to, like, sometimes they didn't really know what to do with the ball. We give it to them and we get back the ball and move the ball and go, right? So I kind of share where Bond. So it's something going forward. I feel like Eric Ten Hag with personnel will be able to deal with, because if you have team, most of our players can beat the first press on most of our players. When they are under pressure, just a few of them can actually glide their way through, right? So having said that, tomorrow is on Saturday early kickoff. That should be like what, 8:30 my time. I'll be able to. I hope I'm able to um catch the game, right? But yeah, it's United, so I might just maybe sleep early on Friday night, right? So having said that, I feel like we still have it in us to actually come get a result, not just any result, get the 3 points at home to Everton. Everton are not going to be looking to want to press us that much, right? I feel like they would want to give us a fight. Um, they've got what they got. I think they got 4 points back, if I'm not mistaken. It ended up being 6 point deduction. So they feel like they might be in a better. They might just be in that zone where they're like, okay, you know what, we get X amount of points and we're good. So having said that, I feel like United should have enough to actually get the win on Saturday. It's just the set piece I hope for our sake that since Eric is gone, Eric Ramsey is gone, um, whoever is deputizing or whoever the set piece coach is at the moment knows what they are doing and should be able to defend, because Everton would catch us if we're not careful. They would catch us with the set piece, corner kick or free kick. So we have to be careful. And they have this Amadou Onana and Decore. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, but United should come out with a win in that game. The likes of Garnacho, guys, just cut these young kids some slack. This guy has been playing almost every game. Now people say he's trash, he's this, is that. Bond actually used the word. He's actually trying to do the Rashford thing, Rashfordication, right? But see, it when it feels like you were part of a team that was delivering goals, and all of a sudden your goals dried out, right? You're gonna want to do everything in your power to get back to scoring. So I think he's been doing too much in terms of when he plays from the left, right? He wants to cut in and try to get a goal. I just want the manager to just stick this guy to the right and maybe put Anthony on the left or something. This guy is more efficient for me now at the right wing than he used to be on the left. So yeah, we United should win. What's Stephanie saying? Stephanie is saying, panel question: can you see United beating Liverpool at least once before the end of the season, stopping and winning the trophy? I think the FA Cup is gonna be. We have them twice now, right? So before the end of the season. For me, I feel like if we are home doing the FA Cup, we should be able to get a win in that game. From that game, we should be able to knock them out. That should be. But again, we know the kind of players we have. We should be able to get them, knock them out of the FA Cup, stopping them from winning another trophy. The players should have that at the back of their mind, like, yo, we let City get a treble last season. We don't want to have Liverpool get another trophy. Bare minimum, knock them out of the FA Cup, and if you want to lose to them in the league, fine. But I'm just saying, don't lose to them to the FA Cup. Don't make them advance to the next round of the FA Cup. If it means you're going to go out after you knock Liverpool out, do it. I don't care, but just make sure you do it. But to answer your question, Stephanie, I feel like if these players turn up on that day, they should be able to get a win. Liverpool are there for the taking.
I'm gonna answer this question with 2 words, Stephanie. 2 words. Both United games against Liverpool, we must.
It's,
I'll leave it at that.
it's a must. That FA Cup. Kishan, what are you saying? You think the question? You think we'll be able to get a win?
I mean, it's playing at home. I'd rather play at home compared to at Anfield, honestly. Depends on
Because
who have
no, I'm talking about the Liverpool game. Like, the question is, do you see United beating Liverpool at least once before the end of the season?
Yes,
Stopping them
sir.
winning the trophy is bare minimum requirement for United.
So I'm saying we'll have the FA Cup against them next, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying, with that game, it depends on who we have available. Once I think if we
Okay.
get back Rasmus Højlund, then
I think we should be. I think Royce, before we might wait until the end of the month after the international break to see Rasmus again. But
oh really?
yeah.
I saw a video today where it said it was back or something like that.
Oh, this today. Let's see. We're just gonna keep our fingers crossed and we hear what the manager says in the press conference tomorrow. I think Mark is covering the press conference tomorrow. So
yeah, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Well,
Yes.
1:45 UK.
So we're just gonna wait. But from what I heard before, I think it was a Papi that put in one of Papi's stream. I heard the end of March. So yeah, we might have. Yeah, we just hope if it comes before that game, fine. If it doesn't, because we have Everton, then I think we have Liverpool next, right, Mark? Then we have the international break, I believe.
No,
Yeah.
we have
We
Everton
basically have
and then
2
Brentford,
teams.
then Liverpool.
We have no. I think we have
I love
Everton. We have Everton. We have Liverpool. Then we have Brentford. Liverpool is in between.
No.
No, okay.
Liverpool is 2 games from now in the Premier League.
Oh, okay.
Is the third game? Is the last of the 3 games? So we have, like, I'll pull it up here for you now. 1 second. We have Everton this weekend.
Yep.
We have Sheffield next week, and then
That's postponed.
Sheffield next week
postponed.
postponed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then we have Brentford, and then is
No,
Liverpool.
no, 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 no. Brentford is on the
Bro,
30th. Liverpool is March
Liverpool is
17th.
the 30th.
I have the dates,
Liverpool,
guys.
we're talking about the FA Cup.
I got the dates right here.
Yeah, the FA Cup. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
the
but
next.
we talking about Premier League, bro. Like the
No, no,
FA
no.
Cup.
We're talking about FA Cup. That's the question. Stephanie was asking. At least if we can get them, at least stop them from winning the trophy. At least. So that's what I was saying.
We have Liverpool on
Yeah,
next
before
week
the
on the
end of the season, like
17th.
hmm?
We have Liverpool on the 17th on the FA Cup, and we have
Yeah,
Liverpool at home on the 7th for April.
All right,
yeah.
that the game that we had to match them up in. The FA Cup for me, bro. Like I being real honest with fellas right now. I rather get top 4 than an FA Cup, you know, bro. I have top 4 alone. Getting me
No, no,
back in
the
Champions League next season. I feel like you're putting me right back where we need to be. You know what I mean? But you never know, guys. We have Liverpool at home, and at home,
twice.
even if it's twice, bro, we tend to beat Liverpool at home.
We
You know,
must.
this is the
Just
first
saying.
time in 4 seasons that Man City beat us at home. Just so everybody knowing, when people talk about the big clubs don't beat us at home. They didn't beat us at home against Eric Ten Hag. This is the first big club to beat us home and away in the same season was Man City. Just wanted
All right,
everybody to know.
guys. Mark, you want to close the show for us before we get
Well, yeah,
kicked?
big up to you, Manj. Thank you for coming in, bro. You know it is as
Thanks for having
usual.
me, man.
Thanks for blessing
Yeah.
up. You know, Keyshawn, thanks for always dropping through, bro. We doing the weekend coverage or the post match and everything for the Premier
Okay.
League this weekend on Sunday at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is we usually do a show called Happy Hour with BOTSPapi on Football Power. I don't know if you want to jump in and play the football match. We have a match game where we pick different questions for like points and stuff on something called Cahoots. It's football trivia basically, and we just be hanging out talking about different things in football. So if you want to come through, bro, just drop my message and I'll send you the link. You know what I mean?
All right, no problem. I'll
Drex,
definitely pass through.
big up to you, bro. Drex, thanks for coming in, bro. You know it is, bro. Thank you for coming in and holding the fort down. You know, just bring it in and bring it home. Big up to everybody coming in. Big up to you, Imran Khan, Stephanie Griffith. Big up to you, Yali. Bro, I was trying to make you a mother. Not too sure what happened, bro. Some reason like I can't make you a mother. I don't know why. Trying to make big up to you, Stu Mac, Stephanie Griffith. Big up to everybody coming in. Vibes. Big up to you, Football Power, Papi. You know how it is. We'll be there tomorrow on the 52nd happy hour.
53rd, I believe.
53rd.
53rd.
Well,
Yeah.
right. So, we're supposed to be premiering a new thumbnail and stuff tomorrow and thing. It's going to be big, guys. You know what I mean? Come on, join in, play the cahoots. Let's get the games going. Let's have some fun and let's talk about football. Big up to you, Box. And no, I definitely don't want Southgate. If he comes to United, bro, I'm going to watch rugby and cricket. I'm done with
No,
football.
true
Big
is
up to everybody.
truth be told, if he comes to United, I'ma watch him, I'ma support him, right? But from the it's United. He's just gonna play out his way and just go. It will
Bro,
be
I already say
yeah,
what I
see,
have to say. Big up to all those who came in. Big up to you, Luan. We know you love Marcus Rashford, but you know what, Luan? Just like those 9 likes, this is the 9th season and this is the end. It's time for him to go and find better pastures and a different team and a different vibe
I
somewhere
feel
else,
like
not here.
if you heard that Ole's watched the Ole's interview towards the end, he said, now thinking it in hindsight, it feels like it would have been best if Ronaldo and United didn't come back the second time. It would have been best for everybody. So for me, I feel like Rashford just needs a way out of this. Maybe the fan base is just too toxic for him.
Nine, bro.
Maybe
No,
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 no, no.
no.
I'm just saying maybe the fan base is one. Maybe his time is
Negative.
there's no fun again playing for the club. He needs something a new challenge.
Well, exactly. Time to move on. PSG is calling. Guys, big up to everyone coming in. You know what it is.
Never
Smash
trust
those
the West
likes.
Coast, man.
It's your boy, MarkN MUFC fan, and it's your boy Drex, ADMIRALDrex. It was
What's going on? Mark, are you there? Yo, Mark. It's gone. All right, guys. It's Mark and MUFC fan and channel. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Mark is on the road to 200 subscribers, I believe. Please do share this video, and you could actually leave, if this video comes across your feed later, please do leave us a comment if there's something that you would like to talk about, and you want the panels to actually go through it. Just leave it on the non-live section, the comment section, and we'll be glad to end it. Right now, I'm just gonna say, have a wonderful night. From me to you guys, it is peace, and I'm out of here. Bye. See you later. Mark has been sniped. Just know, Mark's been sniped. Just the Glazers have been trying to get him, and yeah, they got him real good this time. Have a good night, guys. Bye.